You're under the hum of fluorescent lights, the constant piped airport announcements, and the squeal of a rolling suitcase on tile. Above your head, a long black bar of signs points left and right. Letters, arrows, tiny symbols for baggage, toilets, and passport control. A cluster of gate numbers that don't seem to match the map you looked at 15 minutes ago. Your heart tightens because the gate says a different concourse, and the minute board shows boarding in 35 minutes.
If your flight happens to be canceled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your canceled flight right.
This is exactly the feeling I help people fix, calmly, practically, step by step. Start before you leave home. Open the airport's official map page and the airline's app for the flight you booked. Screenshot both maps and the gate number, and save one screenshot to your phone's home screen so it's easy to open. Note which terminal and which concourse your airline typically uses. Many large airports assign carriers to a single terminal or grouped concourses most of the time. If your itinerary has a connection, add the minimum connection time the airline lists and check whether transferring requires an inter-terminal shuttle or an extra security checkpoint. Print or screenshot the "You are here" area if the airport map shows one. That tiny anchor will make the rest of the map readable when you're on site. Finally, pack a clear face mask or sunglasses case in a pocket and wear tidy shoes. You'll be walking and glancing up for signs. When you arrive at the airport, pause for 10 seconds and take a panorama with your eyes. Find the nearest overhead sign and memorize two things: the arrow orientation relative to your current position and whether gate numbers increase to the left or right. Most big terminals number gates sequentially along concourses, A1, A30. So once you know the numbering direction, you can deduce where your gate sits. Look for color bands, floor stickers, or pylons. Airports use color coding to guide people along transfer routes, much like painted crosswalks or new tiles in a mall. If you see a digital map kiosk, tap the "You are here" dot and then tap your gate. Many kiosks will show a walking line and an estimated time. Keep paper or a screenshot of that walking path, because glass-backed kiosks don't always respond when they're crowded. Read the symbols, not the words. Icons are chosen to be international. An airplane silhouette is arrivals/departure. A suitcase with a belt is baggage claim. A person with a passport is immigration. Gate numbers and concourse letters are the fastest clues. If the sign lists a cluster of gates like C20, C34, you know you're heading into concourse C. If arrivals and departures point in opposite directions, follow the departure arrow for your gate. Watch the digital gate display at the end of the corridor. It will show the last status: boarding, final call, delayed, and often the checked bag drop cutoff time. If you're transferring between airlines or terminals, follow the transfer icons and ask a uniformed staff member which transfer route is fastest. They see the whole building and often know temporary shortcuts through closed corridors. Why do airports design signs the way they do? Imagine the terminal is a supermarket with dozens of aisles and a single entrance. Signage is the equivalent of aisle headers and checkout numbers. The goal isn't to make the map pretty, it's to prevent bottlenecks and keep people flowing to security, gates, baggage, and exits. That's why you'll often see the same destination repeated on multiple signs, an attempt to reduce wrong turns by giving redundant cues at every decision point. If you treat the terminal like a grocery store, you'll look for the same logic. Major categories first: security, gates, baggage, then subcategories: concourse A, gates 10, 20, then the exact shelf, gate A, 15. Concrete risk numbers so you can plan. If you misread signs and wander an extra 10, 20 minutes in a big airport, your missed flight risk jumps fast. For domestic US flights, a tight connection under 45 minutes often results in a rebooking fee or waiting for the next flight. A rebook can cost $75, $300 in change fees or fare differences with many carriers, or be free on flexible tickets. International missed connections can be worse. Reissue fees, standby lists, and overnight accommodation costs that total $150, $600 or more, especially if you need a hotel and new visa paperwork. Checked luggage that misses a connection because you missed the correct transfer window can take 24, 72 hours to reunite with you. Airlines typically deliver late bags, but you'll be without your items and you may have to shop for necessities. The absolute worst case is being bumped into the next day during a holiday peak that can cost you time, money, and any planned events at your destination. Those odds aren't the norm, but reading signs reduces your chance of joining them. Here is the cheapest, safest, most practical routine to stop getting lost. Before leaving home, put a screenshot of the airport map and your gate on your home screen. 2. Set 2 timers, one for when you should leave security and one for when you must be at the gate. Give yourself a buffer of 15-25 minutes beyond the airline's cutoff for boarding. 3. At arrival, identify the nearest overhead sign and the direction of increasing gate numbers. 4. If anything is ambiguous, follow the ground arrows and coloured bands, then ask a staff member rather than guessing. 5. If you have a short connection, tell the gate agent when you deplane. Most agents will annotate your record so ground staff can prioritise transfer baggage. These 5 habits cost nothing and reduce stress dramatically. Many useful links can be found in the description. A few real-world tips that save minutes and money. If your airline posts a terminal map inside its app, open it and enlarge the walking route. Some airlines also list which jet bridges are used by each aircraft type, which helps if your gate is a remote bus gate. For large multi-terminal airports, look for shuttle frequencies and plan to add the shuttle ride time to your connection math. A 10-15-minute shuttle can add up when the shuttle queues are long. If you have mobility needs, request an assistance escort before you fly. Airports can sometimes arrange an escort that removes the need to interpret signage quickly. One common misleading airline or booking site trick to watch for: some comparison sites show a single gate or terminal from an older schedule, giving the impression that transfers are easy or that 2 flights are in the same terminal when they are not. That subtle detail is a source of many misconnections. Always confirm the terminal on the airline's own itinerary and check the airport website for current terminal assignments. If the itinerary shows only a gate number without a terminal, call the airline and confirm. Another upsell to resist is the priority transfer or fast-track product marketed as necessary for tight connections. It occasionally makes sense if it guarantees a car or escort, but more often it's a paid line priority that doesn't help if the terminals are far apart. If you're offered an upsell at check-in for transfer assistance and you don't need help, decline it politely and instead ask staff whether your connection time meets the airline's published minimum connection time. A few quick troubleshooting lines for common mistakes. If a gate number changes on the boards, don't chase it immediately. The gate may change again, and agents will publicize a stable change at the gate. If you find yourself in the wrong concourse, ask for a transfer shuttle or move along the corridor to the central connector rather than trying smaller side corridors. Those are often dead ends or staff only. When signs are confusing, the information desk or an airline desk will usually give the fastest authoritative answer. That human confirmation beats guessing from a worn floor sticker. One simple visual trick I use: identify a static landmark near your gate when you arrive, a particular coffee shop, a row of planters, a specific art piece. If signs stop making sense, walk to that landmark and reorient. Gates are often laid out linearly from a fixed concourse spine. Pair landmarks with the gate numbering rule you discovered on arrival, and you'll navigate any terminal without panic. If you liked this calm, practical walkthrough and want more short, reliable travel fixes, subscribe and hit like. I post straightforward travel tools aimed at people who fly rarely and want to make every trip smoother. Thanks for watching, and safe travels.